And the best part of this plan is, no one can stop me.
All right, y'all, let's get to
MAGA
it.
media, how all of these influencers are all getting paid via these different platforms that pay content creators and put up bounties for specific keywords or topics. So for example, if you talk about the Trump assassination or you talk about Charlie Kirk's shooter being trans and you all put out the same keywords in your title, and then once you create that post, you add your link to these platforms and then you get paid a percentage of that bounty. Let me show you how this works.
All right, so this is a content creator named Ryan Matta, Matta. He's a great content creator. I reached out to him because I wanted to do content with him, and he breaks this down like beautifully. And I knew that there were clip farms out there, but I didn't know there were Candace clip farms. So before he gets into this, make sure to hit the like button and share this video with anybody that is into this Candace Charlie Kirk stuff. But I'm about to show you that there is a specific Candace bashing clip farm out there, and it's absolutely crazy. All right, let's get to it.
Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I just want to go over to Grok, and I said, what websites pay influencers for clipping and posting content? Platforms that pay influencers for clipping and posting content are, and it says Whoop Content, Bix, Starlit Clips, and Clips. And now there's probably a ton of others, but so I set up and I went and got into Starlit Clips. So what happens when you go over to Starlit Clips? So check this out. So this is in their Discord. So they basically...
So Starlit Clips is one of these clip farming places where you can go in and bash Candace and get money for it. So it's not just IHOP paying people $7,000. Anybody can go in and just start going off on Candace, which is absolutely crazy. And Happy New Year to everybody. Happy New Year to everybody. Say it back.
You post here and they show you, okay, if you post on TikTok, we're paying $30 for 100,000 views. We're paying for Reels on Instagram, I believe $30 for 100,000 views. Shorts, we're paying $30 for 100,000 views. And Twitter and X, we're paying $15 per 100,000 views.
Somebody said $7,000 is not a lot of money. $7,000 is a lot of money because it's per video. So if you put out, say, 4 videos a day, that's a lot of money. So one video for $7,000 is not like it's $7,000 a week, $7,000 a month. It's $7,000 per video. That's a lot of money.
Okay, now it's funded or clip for Vardan. So here's the Vardan. Post Vardan's clips everywhere. So basically this guy creates a video, and if you take his video and you cut clips from his video or his podcast or whatever the case may be, and then you submit your links, every time your link gets 100,000 views, there's a total bounty. And I don't know if where the bounty is. We'll have to look into it a little bit. But basically, if there was like, say this would be like a $5,000 bounty. So they're going to pay up to $5,000 for the first person that actually submits and gets X amount of views for every 100,000. So if
y'all see how that works, so there's a $5,000 bounty if you get to 100,000 views before everybody else. So you'll get $30 for $100,000 views. But the key is the bounty, and what this does is it incentivizes people like me who can get a lot of views talking about something, who can go viral, to go do it. So nobody's will get $30 per 100,000 views. But somebody that has a lot of followers, a lot of viewers, a lot of this, a lot of that, a lot of influencers, they can go in and make $5,000 and actually just go in and win the bounty because they have a lot of engagement already, which means the bigger the influencer, the faster they'll get to the bounty. And that's the reason why they're doing this, to get big influencers to actually trash Candace, which I think is disgusting.
You got a video that got like, say 50 million views, and you use one of his clips and you submitted it, you might be able to drain that entire bounty before anybody else even gets their clip submitted.
Yeah.
And there's tons of these different websites out there. Like I said, I've showed you just a few. Now, another one is a different style, which is Bix. So you go into Bix and you add a service. Like, I'm willing to create content on politics for whatever.
And again, for the people who just coming in, the person that we're watching, his name is, what's his name? His name is Ryan Matta, M-A-T-T-A. So shout out to Ryan Matta.
And brands
and Happy New Year to the people who just coming in. Everybody who just coming in, say Happy New Year in the comments.
PACs could actually come over here and go, boom, we want to automatically choose your service. So you say, boom, here's $1,000 to make a tweet on whatever, right? So you can put up a services.
$1,000 to make a tweet. So when you see content creators like Balix Tones, shout out to Coach Colin for making that word up. When he comes out of nowhere and starts trashing Candace, this is the reason why, and this is how he's doing it. He'll make a video trashing Candace out of nowhere, and then this is why, because he has to get paid. If you look into Balix Tone's past, he literally got sued for $1 billion. And of course, he didn't have to pay back $1 billion, but he is probably in the red so badly, and he can't get on YouTube, and he can't get on TikTok. So his life is probably so far down in a hole where he has to take advantage of these Candace trashing websites in order to eat every day, probably.
I post tweets on X, for $100 a tweet, and they could go, boom, they could send you the information, they would pay you for the gig, they would tell you what you posted, and you would post it, and once you post it, you submit.
And a lot of people on Twitter got a lot of followers because they've been on Twitter since they was a teenager. So a lot of people can get a lot of engagement on Twitter that will make them a lot of money. So it's difficult for you to trust anybody that just starts coming out of nowhere shitting on Candace. They're most likely getting paid. And it's not just from IHOP. You can get paid without being one of these IHOP shillers. It could be anybody. So anybody that you see that was for Candace that comes out of nowhere just shitting on Candace, it's because of this.
At the link, and then these platforms act like an aggregator, or these websites act like an escrow account, right? Like, so when you're doing a real estate deal and you're closing on your house and it's transferring the deed from one person's name to the X, your money basically goes in escrow. So it's in limbo there. So neither party controls it. The banks actually control it. And when you sign the documents or you pay the loan, then it transfers ownership, right? So this is the same thing. There's a bounty, there's a reward that's put up, and then that reward is already in a third party. So once you submit your link, and if your link meets all the criteria, keywords, blah, 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 as soon as that gets 100,000 views, you're instantly getting paid. Boom, 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 boom. And that's how you see all the fake MAGA media, all using the same exact talking points, saying the same exact script. It's not because they're getting views and they're getting paid on X for their views, guys. Come on. Are you really going to kill your timeline and put out some stupid shit that you don't even care to report on just to put it out for fun because you want to help the Trump administration? You're an independent journalist. Of course you're not. You're only going to report on things if you think they're valuable or you're getting paid for it. Okay, so now let's.
And I wanted to play Balix Tones rant. But the problem with Balix Tones is nobody wants him on any platform because he's that terrible. So I'm not going to show his image of his face, and I'm definitely not going to show his content on a platform that doesn't want him there, because I would start having problems with my platform. So, because I would love to play his rant, but why would I play something that on YouTube that YouTube doesn't want to see?
Let's do this. Let's show you guys how much money and how easy it is.
All right, hold on. This is messing up. Let me back it up a little bit.
Or you're getting paid for it. Okay, so now let's do this. Let's show you guys how much money and how easy it is to clean up on shit like this and how much these dudes actually make. So it's $30,000, or it's $30 for 100,000 views. Okay, let's go here. Charlie Kirk, assassinated by a leftist trans activist. This is Benny Johnson, 2.5 million views. So 2. All
right, so some out of 68 says that's how smear campaigns work. Yes, they pay random people to smear a person, to go in their comments, to talk shit about them, to do, it's so many different things that people can get incentivized for by just saying and doing. And next thing you know, they getting a paycheck off of smearing somebody's name. And the question is, who's funding each one of these attacks? Most likely IHOP. Most likely IHOP is funding these attacks 1,000%.
5 million divided by 100,000 is 25. 25 times 30 is what? $750. Just for.
So hold on. I was talking over this. He's doing the math on this.
Go here. Charlie Kirk assassinated by a leftist trans activist. This is Benny Johnson. 2.5 million views. So 2.5 million divided by 100,000 is 25. 25 times 30 is what? $750 just for one post. So if somebody put up a bounty for anybody that was talking about the activist being a trans shooter, okay.
See, it's a bounty. This shit is crazy. There's just bounties all over Twitter. There's bounties everywhere on Candace Owens' head. This is crazy.
Okay, and you're getting paid roughly $30 for 100,000 views. You're literally going to make $750. Benny Johnson off that one post would have. Now, I'm not saying he did. I'm not saying that that's one. I'm just giving you an example of how much money these influencers could be making if there's bounties on shit like this. And sometimes when you see all of a sudden the MAGA media, all of them echoing the exact same talking points, word for word. How many times have you seen the screenshots of MAGA? And there's like 20 different people that are all saying literally almost the exact same thing identically. Like word for word. It's almost like it's scripted, right? Are we really buying that this trans shooter bullshit? Why isn't Benny Johnson? Why isn't Tim Pool? Why aren't any of these people talking about the fact that most likely this was a professional hit job carried out by Israel? Everybody's silent on it except for Candace Owens and Ian Carroll and the OGs.
Because we're doing this because we actually want to find out what happened. People have said today, why are you still talking about this? I'm not getting paid. I will get paid more money to talk about something else, because y'all already know, if y'all been watching me, I would say a fraction, because it's a little bit better now, but a fraction of my videos about Charlie Kirk literally get demonetized. Because when you go down into the rabbit hole of why I'm talking about this, which is because of the tadpoles, and I've told y'all plenty times, this Turning Point USA company is a shell company for, I gotta watch my words, so I just gotta pause for a second. Tadpole traffic lights. In my opinion, because as I research, I still can't say anything factually, but Turning Point USA and Turning Point Faith seems like a shell company for tadpole traffic lights. That's the reason why I'm doing it. I'm not doing it because I'm with some clip farming company or whatever. Because if that was the case, I would make way more money going off on Candace. Tim Pool. First, put a 1 in the chat if you're familiar with who Tim Pool is. Put a 1 in the chat if you're familiar with who Tim Pool is. There was a guy on Tim Pool on his show that literally said, you will get paid more money by trashing Candace Owens. And he said, here's why. I forgot the guy's name that said it, but he literally was like, it makes more sense to trash Candace Owens because Candace Owens is the main, the main hashtag. She's the main subject of the matter, Erica Kirk and Candace Owens. So trashing Candace Owens, especially with his clip farming stuff, will make you a lot of money. And another thing Tim Pool said was that it is not cost effective for him to continue running his Timcast podcast. Well, a way to fund his Timcast podcast, because he gets a lot of views, is by doing content trashing Candace, because he'll get a lot of side money because he gets a lot of views. Remember, people who get more views get more money from these bounties. So this is the reason why a lot of these guys are doing it. Yeah, Milo. Yeah, it was Milo. Yeah, it was Milo. So just because a person is a huge influencer, don't think they're not on this clip farming or this bounty campaign, because they'll get the bounty before everybody else gets it. is an easy $5,000 for a person that gets a lot of views. So just keep that in mind.
So I want to explain how the pay-to-play game works here in the influencer world, especially in the digital age. And they have these things.
And again, his name is Ryan Meta. Check him out. It's Ryan Meta Media, I think, on Instagram.
Which are called clipping sites. So a clipping site.
Ryan Matta, M-A-T-T-A, not E.
Will basically, and I'm going to give you the rundown because I kind of made a slide to actually break it down. But these sites out there, some are anybody can join, and then some are invite only. So this is how the packs use, and they basically.
Some are invite only. Okay, I didn't know about that. So can't just anybody come in. Some are just invite only. That's important.
Basically hide behind.
Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to hit the like button.
These sites, and they use these sites to directly pay influencers to do work on behalf of a political opponent without actually having to report it. So this is how they're like adding that middleman in the barrier, and why it's so hard to determine who's paying who and how they're getting paid. So let me explain this to you. This little slide, right? So let's just say they have a bounty, and let's just say I want to put out I want to put a $50,000 bounty out, and I'm willing to pay $10 per 100,000 views. Now you don't have to get 100,000 views to earn $10. You could get 10,000 views and you could earn $1, right? Because all the accounts are different, and you want as many accounts as humanly possible, basically competing to earn their share of the 50,000. So along with the bounty, this is the actual job itself, will have requirements. So the requirements for this specific job that I just made up would be a 39 to 90 second video attacking Candace Owens. The keywords that you need to put in the actual title of the post: Candace Owens lied about Erica Kirk.
See? Y'all see this? They will literally give you what to say, word by word. And when you say it word by word, you get paid. Possibly, you can get a $50,000 bounty. You get paid $50,000 by saying what they want you to say. So all you got to do is like type in like, all right, Candace Owens is a terrible person. Boom. Or Candace Owens is a man. Boom. Or Candace Owens is lying about Charlie Kirk. Boom. Candace Owens' husband is blah, blah, blah. Boom. And then you turn around and get $50,000 for the bounty.
Job itself will have requirements. So the requirements for this specific job that I just made up would be a 39 to 90 second video attacking Candace Owens. The keywords that you need to put in the actual title of the post: Candace Owens lied about Erica Kirk.
Someone said, I'm blindly following or taking up for Candace Owens. I'm not blindly doing anything. I've said over and over and over again, my goal, or what I'm doing, my side of the investigation, what we're doing in the Scooby-Doo chat, because Allie has said it herself. We are here to do what we can to save the tadpoles. This ain't about Candace Owens. This ain't about Charlie Kirk. This ain't about, this is about Erica Kirk. This is more about Erica Kirk than it is with Candace Owens or Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk is dead. Why are we talking about Charlie Kirk? He dead. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk, but he dead. Now what? So sitting around talking about Charlie Kirk don't make no damn sense. But the investigation is bringing us closer and closer and closer and closer and closer to finding out what, why, where, and how somebody, because I don't want to get sued, is sending tadpoles through traffic lights. So I'll say it over and over again proudly. This is about tadpole traffic lights and not Erica Kirk, not Candace Owens, and not, yes, Erica Kirk, because I think she has something to do with it, but not Candace Owens and not Charlie Kirk. So it's not me trusting Candace Owens. Candace Owens is just simply one of the people that are on the side of the tadpoles. And I like what and then she sat there and interviewed Erica. So she has a lot of information that I need to, in order for my investigation to work. So this is about tadpoles and not Candace Owens. I'm not sitting around kissing Candace Owens' ass. No, this ain't about her.
Now I could go on and say Candace Owens is crazy and she lied about Erica Kirk. I don't have to put keyword word for word, but those specific keywords have to be used for my tweet to actually be eligible to earn a percentage of this bounty, right? And then the platforms that I need to post it on can be X, IG, TikTok, YouTube. Now, if I post the same video and I post it on X and IG, I'm going to get 2 links, right? So each one of those videos is going to be earning its portion. It's not combined. It'll be on each. So if you post to IG, TikTok, YouTube, and on each platform you get 1 million views, or let's just say each platform you get 100,000 views, then you'd earn $40, $10 per 100,000 views. Okay.
This is how people get canceled. This is how people get attacked online, especially on Twitter. And I'm starting to get on Twitter a little bit more often, but this is the reason why I don't really mess with Twitter, because Twitter is a disgusting place. But I be trying to get on Twitter a little bit more and, get to know people, whatever, on Twitter. But Twitter is a disgusting place.
Okay. And then, so what does that get? Like, why are people incentivized to do that? So let me just break this down. If you put up $50,000 bounty and you're paying $10, right, per 100,000 views, you get 10 divided by 50,000 is 5,000. 5,000 times 100,000 gives you 500 million views total. Now, if nobody earns that, that bounty will stay open. So sometimes you'll see like a job, it'll say bounty slash, 25,000 remaining or 4,000.
So it's kind of like the lottery. If nobody wins the lottery doubles next week. This is literally like the lottery in a way. But you're getting paid to be in a lottery because you'll still get the $10 per 100,000 views. You just won't get the $50,000. But this is literally like playing the damn lottery by hating on somebody and bashing another person. That shit is crazy. Shout out to Kosha. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Kosha.
1,000 remaining or whatever the amount of remaining money is. And the job, I didn't put the date up there, but let's just say that was posted a month ago. That might be an old job, but something might start trending or going viral. Like Candace might put out a new video and you go back in there like, oh shit, nobody's actually competing for that. Oh, I'm going to, take a stab at it and I'm going to try to earn my percentage of that bounty.
So Debbie says, how do we stop traffic lights? We can never stop it, but we can stop it. We can stop it over here. Like, for example, y'all are aware of what is going on in Minnesota. There's this weird situation where Somalians are scamming money through fake, child care buildings or something, right? Y'all are familiar with that, right? What's going on in Minnesota with the Somalians? The Somalians, they are literally scamming millions of dollars off of fake daycare centers. Well, they're getting shut down mainly because one young man kept going to the buildings and going viral for saying this is a fake daycare center. This is a fake daycare center. Interviewing the person. The person won't let me in. So that one guy single-handedly, like, I'm not going to say shut down, but exposed the Somalian daycare centers. That is how we stop traffic lights. He did it in Minnesota. Why can't we do it in Atlanta? Why can't we do it in Chicago? Freaking Erica Kirk is trying to open up some fake orphanage in Chicago as we speak. So we can't sit back and say, it'll never, we can't do this, we can't do that. We can do anything we set our mind to. Remember, I told y'all that what a couple days ago, we have the power to do anything that we set our mind to as a collective group. Look what happened to Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj literally lost how many followers did Nicki Minaj lose collectively?
controversial comments. Reports of a 10.
No, I thought it was more than that. I thought she lost, 10 million. Yeah, 10 million. Yeah. Nicki Minaj lost 10 million followers. When you start leaving in droves, the person that you left starts to listen. They stop doing the stupid shit that they was doing at first. So we have the power to stop traffic lights, or either stop traffic lights in this particular district. In Atlanta, there's a certain part of the city, like when I grew up, it was called Stewart Avenue in Atlanta. It was a big prostitution area. Everybody knew when you go on Stewart Avenue, if you're from Atlanta, type ATL in the chat if you're from Atlanta. Type ATL in the chat if you're from Atlanta and you're over 30. If you're over 30 and you're from Atlanta, you know about Stewart Avenue. Stewart Avenue was a big prostitution area. They shut it down, one, by changing the name. It's called Metropolitan Avenue now. It's no longer Stewart Avenue. Guess what? Like for years, you can go to Stewart Avenue and you'll see chicks with their panties all up their ass, no panties on, like dresses, like where you see their cheeks. You just go get gas and you go get some ass. Like literally, Gold Rush, Gold Rush, prostitute, all that stuff. They shut all that down. It is no longer, you can't go on Stewart Avenue no more and buy ass anymore. It's a thing. When the people speak, things happen. On Stewart Avenue, you can buy some gas and buy some ass all at the same time. It was a gas station right there on Stewart Avenue where you can go in there and purchase some gas, and then there's a chick standing outside and you can purchase some ass, and you can get gas, and a girl will get in your car and give you some head or whatever while you getting gas, and ain't nobody gonna say nothing. And by the time your gas tank is full, your balls are empty. It's literally a thing. You go there, fill up your gas tank, and empty your balls at the gas station. At the gas station. You get head at the gas station. They stopped all that. You can't do it no more. That shit was going on for years. I remember when I was like 12 years old, I used to try to buy some ass at 12. Of course, the prostitutes didn't want to do it, but I'm a kid. I ain't know. Because I used to go up there and we can get back to the conversation, but I would go up to Stewart Avenue because I didn't live that far from Stewart Avenue. It wasn't lot lizards. Lot lizards is different. That's for truckers. But me and like two of my friends would go to a Piggly Wiggly, I think it was, and help old ladies carry they groceries to the car. Because back then, the grocery carts would get stolen by homeless people. So they would put up these big old yellow posts in the ground. So now women would have to carry all their groceries from the grocery cart all the way to their cars. And it would be a lot for the women to do. So me and my friends would sit up there and ask the women like, hey, do you want me to help you carry your stuff to your car? And they'll say, yeah. And they give us like $5 and stuff. So after a day of work as a 12-year-old riding my bike and my friends, I would have like $20. And all of this was going on Stewart Avenue. So we would take the $20 and we would go try to buy some ass from the prostitutes with our little $20. And they were like, take your ass on somewhere. And we're like, we get out of here. So we was trying to buy ass as 12-year-olds. And they would just shoo us away. So I seen what the prostitute was doing since I was 12 years old. And I was like, one of my aspirations as a kid, because I'm a kid, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to buy some. I'm going to buy some ass from one of these women. And I'm like, as I'm getting older, I was like, that was a wrong thing. You know, as you get older, you start realizing like, what am I doing? Cause I'm a kid. I don't know what I'm doing, but that was one of my little kid aspirations. I'm gonna make enough money helping these old ladies. Aspirations, yo, y'all are hilarious. Aspirations is crazy. Yo, what is wrong with y'all? Oh my God. Aspirations is nuts. Oh my God. So, yes, as a 12-year-old going up to that store, one of my aspirations was to buy some ass from one of the prostitutes, but they never gave me some because, of course, I was too young and I ain't have enough money. $20 ain't gonna buy you no ass. So, oh my God, y'all are hilarious. But the reason why I brought all of this up is because the people voted to get all those prostitutes sent away from Stewart Avenue and to change the name of Stewart Avenue to Metropolitan Boulevard in order to wash away the stench of Stewart Avenue being this prostitute-ridden environment. That was traffic lights, and I didn't even know it because I'm a kid. I don't know about all this shit. I just see girls trying to sell ass. I'm like, ooh, I want some ass. I didn't know that was traffic lights. So I was able to see somebody, not me, because I wanted it, get rid of traffic lights in my face. I seen it. It happened. People older than me got rid of traffic lights in Atlanta. So yes, we can get rid of trafficking in certain sections of our city, you know, section by section. And at some point, the whole city would be like, nah, we're not doing that shit. And, you know, like it's rampant in Vegas. Vegas can get rid of it if they want to. It takes us to do it. So I told that story to let you know how vehemently I am at getting rid of tadpole traffic lights. If you grown, you want to sell some ass, I don't care. It ain't got nothing to do with me, but I'm talking about the tadpoles. There's too many young girls out there and they're getting pimped. That's the problem I have.
And so what it looks like is basically you have your bounty, which is the job Attack Candace Owens. You submit your link here, and then once you submit your link there, it'll attach it to basically like your profile, and you'll have like a scrolling percentage counter. So it might be like every, you know, like the minimum might be 1,000 views. So every 1,000 views you earn 10 cents or whatever the equation is, right? And then you won't see it, but there's just like everybody, like this person, let's just say they put out 50,000 views, they get $5, 100,000 views get $10, $55, $10, 10 million views get you $1,000, 100K views, 20 million views get you $2,000. And then you just basically will have a running total on that bounty. You know what I'll say, like 39,000 left, 10,000 left, $5,000 left. And then
yes, Paramount Tactical. Yes, he is probably making all kinds of money talking shit about Candace. See, sitting around talking about guns all day don't pay the bills all the time. A certain part of the year, nobody cares about talking about tactical guns and all this other shit. No, it's not making any money. So Paramount Tactical said, forget about the tactical stuff. I'm going to do Paramount Candace bashing. Paramount Turning Point. Because, you know, he in cahoots with our Turning Point USA. So, yeah, he over there shitting on Candace because Turning Point USA has a bounty out on Candace, allegedly.
once it runs out, you're done, right? So once the bounty
that shit is crazy. This bounty. This shit is crazy.
See it, but there's just like everybody, like this person, let's just say they put out 50,000 views, they get $5, 100,000 views get $10, $55, $10, 10 million views get you $1,000, 100K views, 20 million views get you $2,000. And then you just basically will have a running total on that bounty. You know what I'll say, like 39,000 left, 10,000 left, $5,000 left. And then once it runs out, you're done, right? So once the bounty bottoms out, like, so that's why, you know, if you're doing this, you probably like, if there's only like $1,000 remaining of that bounty, you might not want to create a video, because if your video gets 1 million views, you're only going to earn, you know, you still, so, okay. So yeah. So like you put out a video, gets 10 million views and there's only $1,000 left in that bounty. You're only going to get paid for the first, you know, 1 million views, because once that caps out, you're done. There's no additional payouts after the bounty.
Did you see the stuff they posted about Carl Fransby? No, send it to me, Max. And let me read this super chat real quick. Send it to me. And I look at it now. Meant to send $20. Keep it up. Thank you, Coach. I appreciate you.
And so it's first come, first serve. And that's how these sites work. And I made a video that actually, so if you just search on Grok and you say, Grok, what are the best clipping sites for influencers? It'll pull up a list, like the top 5 or 10. And there's not a ton of them out there, but those are just the public ones that we know about. That doesn't include the ones that like if I was APAC, I would almost guarantee has their own version of this that's invite only, right? So when Israel wants to make something trend, you just put up a bounty, and when you put up the bounty, if you're like logged into your app or you have the app on your phone or you're using any one of these sophisticated platforms, it most likely sends you a text message, or you submit your number because it's such a small group of people, and all of a sudden 100 people get a text message that says, boop, new bounty position, new bounty, click the link to see. You know, like new $50,000 bounty up, and they probably click the link and it shoots them right over to the website, and they're like, oh, here's the job, here's the description. That's how it's so timed out, right? That's why when you see people, I don't want to use any names because I don't want to get any lawsuits, but you know, the White House water boys, on how one person will tweet and then it's all of them are tweeting almost the exact same things.
All of them are tweeting the same exact things. This is a whole fact. I've seen it, and I don't even be on Twitter, and I be seeing it.
Similar keywords, similar topics, using similar photos, right? And we could take it a step further, right? Let's go back over here. All right, requirements could be you have to use this photo, right? So in the video, they want you to use this photo.
The photo adds to it. That's real right there. Melanie Hankins says, I'm a volunteer for a tadpole traffic lighting DV and SA victim ministry. Oh, and it disgusts me to my core how many of our politicians and congressmen turn a blind eye to it. The reason why they turn a blind eye to it is because it makes more money than anything else. And I'm not justifying tadpole traffic lights, but I just want to explain something for y'all. I'm not justifying it. I'm just letting y'all know why it's never going to go away. Coochie is the most viable commodity on the planet. I want y'all to think about this. When I drink water, the water goes away and I piss it out. That water that I just drank cannot be reused because it's now piss, right? When I eat a sandwich, that sandwich I consume and I shit it out. That sandwich is now a hunk of shit. I can't reuse it. When I get gas, the gas gets burnt through my engine and it goes away. Oil. When oil is used, it gets dirty and now you got to get an oil change. I go on and on and on and on and on. Tires. When you buy tires, when you drive tires, the tires wear down. The tire has to be thrown away. You can't reuse the tire. But when it comes to coochie can be refucked in 5 minutes. So sorry, but coochie can be refucked 10 million times. A tire can't, water can't, food can't, oil can't, a pencil can't. Nothing can be redone over and over again like coochie. A battery only lasts for a certain amount of time and then it goes in the trash. Coochie never goes in the trash because you can refuck coochie billions of times. So it's the most viable commodity on the planet because it's refuckable. There's nothing else on the planet that can be reused billions of times like coochie. So that's the reason why. So that means, because the only time coochie becomes unusable, I don't like the word use, but unfuckable, whatever you want to say, is when the chick is old. So because of that, they look for tadpoles, put them out on the blade, put them out on Figaro here, and you got let's just say the whole 2000s. Then the whole, like from 2000 to 3000 almost. Not really, but you know, you literally got 40 years of usage. Name something else that gets 40 years of usage. Nothing gets 40 years of usage other than coochie and house. House, coochie. Those are the only two things that gets 40 years of usage. You can sell a house over and over again. You can sell coochie over and over again. So houses and coochie are really the only reusable commodities throughout a 40-year lifespan. So that's the reason why. It is what it is.
Or it could just be a word tweet. It could be word or video. It could be anything, right? The requirements can be anything, and they could provide you any type of requirements they want. So you got to use this video. You got to use these keywords. It has to be this length. You know, anything that you got. This could be you have to use this as a cover photo. Whatever the case may be, this is how the game's played, guys.
And Ryan makes a great point. You can't buy a house for $40, but can you buy coochie for $40? 1,000%. You see why it's so much of a viable commodity? Houses are expensive. Coochie isn't. You can buy coochie for $40. You know, you got $40 coochie, you got $200 coochie, you got $2,000 coochie, you got, I don't know what's after that, but there's no $40 houses. There's no $40 houses. That's what I'm saying. At the top of the list of commodities, viable commodities, cheap, affordable commodities is coochie. There's nothing in the world more affordable and reusable than that. So it is what it is. We are awesome. Shining light on those hoodlums. Love all the Scooby-Doo. Yes. Shout out to the Scooby-Doo team. We are still rolling. What is coochie? Like, shut up. What are you talking about? This is distasteful. Coochie is distasteful? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Can you answer this question? Why is it distasteful? I'm answering a question on why traffic lights exist. Exactly. We're fucking grown. Like, shut up. Like, we're grown. Exactly, Jesse. So to the person that says it's distasteful, you can get the hell up out of here. Because ain't about playing with, we don't do all that over here. We like to have fun. We talk about different things over here. So if you think me explaining, because I'm literally explaining what is happening. I'm not even making a joke. It's not even sexual. This is a bad thing I'm explaining. I'm talking about trafficking. So I'm telling you why it's something that will never go away and why it's so out of hand. Because coochie is the most viable commodity on the planet. And it has a 40-year or more lifespan. So if you don't want to have this kind of conversation, and it's not even joking, you get the hell up out of here. I'm not being freaky. I'm giving somebody an answer on why trafficking is so terrible. But if you don't understand that, get the hell up out of here.
Plan is no.
Watch this person and be quiet. Stop being, take the stick all your ass.
And the best part of this plan is no one can stop me.
See, we like to have fun over here. So it is what it is. So I got a lot more to talk about, but I got a whole bunch of stuff I got to do, y'all, because I want to break down this right here. I want to break this down right here.
Erica interested in the story of the witness that called you on a military base.
Not many of y'all seen this, but she did a live stream. This is her second live stream she did, and she answered a lot of questions. So I'm gonna do this probably maybe later on this evening or tomorrow, probably later on this evening. I'm gonna do another live stream because this is going to take probably another hour to break down. But Candace literally answered every question that we have ever thought of in this freaking video. So I don't have another hour to be on here because I got some stuff I got to do. But I want to break this down next. So I may come back later on this evening, probably maybe 8 o'clock or something like that. But so make sure to subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and I'll give you a little tidbit.
Is Erica interested in the story of the witness that called you the military meeting that he saw on the military base? I think that's an interesting question.
So she literally is talking about more things about Erica Kirk and her sit down with her than she really even does on her own page, on her own YouTube show. I don't know why, but when she goes live and it's just her, she gives all of the details. But when she goes live on her own platform, she kind of like tiptoes around stuff. Was it on X? No, this is on Instagram. So she did 2 different lives. She did one on X and then came back and did another one on Instagram Live. And I want to break it all down because she answers a lot of questions she literally doesn't answer on her YouTube channel. And I think she said she's going to go live on YouTube today. So we'll talk about that if she goes live on YouTube. So yeah, I'm gonna go live again this evening. And you are also awesome. Ronnie says thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. So I'm going to come live and talk about this because this is going to be crazy. When I say she drops a whole lot of details, she goes crazy. So I'm going to go live this evening. So, and Happy New Year, y'all. Did y'all have a good, did y'all have a good New Year? Did y'all come in? Y'all still alive. So we happy about that. Nobody got shot. Nobody got beat up going to the club. Everybody made it home safely. So Happy New Year to everybody. Hold on. Somebody said I literally called gas. I literally called gas and ass. Well, no, see, when I talk about buying gas and getting some ass, that was a fact. That was a thing. It was a thing that everybody knew. You would go get gas at that gas station, and a girl over standing at the gas station, jump in your car, and you can get your rocks off while your car is pumping gas. You could be pumping ass while your car is pumping gas. That wasn't even a joke. That was a real thing. And I literally said, if you are from Atlanta, you'll know about the gas station I'm talking about. It was a Shell gas station on Stewart Avenue. They didn't name it Ass and Gas, but you can get a fill up and a chicken empty you out in the back seat of your own car, and ain't nobody gonna say nothing. You can do it right there in your car. at the gas station. Yes. And no buns were harmed in the making of this video. But yeah, Happy New Year, y'all. I'll be back later on this evening. But the things I talked about today about the ass and gas is a thing. It's a real thing. And were some of those girls tadpoles? I don't know. I was a kid myself. So I don't damn know. I just seen chicks with their asses out. I don't know. I didn't know what the hell's going on. I'd just be like, yo, what are they doing? You know? So yeah, I was a little too young to know what was actually transpiring. I just knew about the ass and gas thing or gas and ass thing, but it was a real thing. The ultimate gas station is a fact. Yes. Like I would love to be able to do that in an adult situation, because if it's adults, that's cool. And ladies, y'all might not want to hear about this, but we're men. So sorry. We would love to be able to put $20 or $40, or gas is $50. Put $50 on, pump number 5, and then give $100 to Keisha, and while our car is, getting pumped with gas, we in the back pumping ass. Sorry, ladies, but that would be a beautiful life for all of us men. Not you ladies, but for us men, as long as the women are over 30 years old. Because grown women, that's one thing. You can do what you want to do with the bodies. With your body. But when it comes to the tadpoles, that's the reason why prostitution is not illegal. It's not legal because of the tadpoles. And I don't want it to be legal, because tadpoles will get stuck in it. And next thing you know, your daughters, your nieces would be leaving your house the second you try to put them on timeout or some shit, because they just like, I'll just go outside and do A, B, and C. And it will be too appetizing to young girls to do. So that's the reason why it's not legal. So shout out to Christopher, Robot Gas Station. Robot? I don't understand. Look, fill her up. Yeah, it'll be like a filler up ×2. Yes, yeah. If you from Atlanta, you knew about that Shell gas station on on Stewart Avenue back in the day. I was too young to have any doings or understandings of what's going on, because like I said, I was 12 and shit, 13, 14. So I didn't have a car and I didn't know what was going on. So yeah, it was what it was. But I will talk to y'all later, doing this live stream about Candace later on this evening. Talk to y'all later.